Hi there movie lovers, and as every Monday here on Film Is Now, today we are learning more about the life and career of all your favourite stars in the film industry. From huge names that have been in front of the lens for years to lesser known artists on the rise, we have all the information you're looking for. How they got their first acting jobs, their secrets to their success, their future projects, and of course all the background information and the curious and interesting facts about their life. From Keanu Reeves to Leonardo DiCaprio, from Brad Pitt to Robert Pattinson, we have got you covered. Today's actor hails all the way from Australia. With her stunning smile and amazing skills, today's subject is Margot Robbie. Although her parents are actually Scottish, Margot Robbie comes all the way from down under, where she grew up on a farm in rural Queensland, raised with her siblings by a single mother. Robin's origins certainly weren't fancy, as by her teenage years she was already working various jobs simultaneously, including preparing sandwiches for the famous fast food chain Subway, selling surfboards, she was employed as a secretary, she worked in retail, she had all sorts of occupations in order to make ends meet. After studying drama, she moved to the largest city of Melbourne in order to find acting jobs, and luck met her, as although her international stardom fame came many years later with Hollywood productions, young Robbie was soon impressing the Australian audience, even getting acting jobs like ICU without even the help of an agent, but just by proving her talent. After experiencing the common phase many actors undergo in their younger years, and that is of starring in various commercial spots, Robbie secured herself a place on popular Australian soap opera Neighbours. She probably wasn't even expecting to be picked for the role, as right after the interview she left for a lengthy skiing holiday on the other side of the world and had to swiftly cancel everything 2 days into her trip and promptly return home because she had been picked for the series. She later left her role as she wanted to move to Hollywood and look for a more promising acting career in the United States. Luck struck her when she was cast alongside ex-Addams Family star Christina Ricci in Pan Am, a drama series based on the life and work of stewards and air hostesses on board the famous Pan Am Airlines. But the show was soon cancelled due to poor ratings, and Robbie was back at step one, still looking for long-lasting roles. Luckily, not long after, she was cast with Donald Gleason, Benai, and Rachel McAdams in About Time, a romantic film based on the idea of time travelling used to change events in your life. But Margot's huge jump to stellar fame was in 2013 when she was cast in Martin Scorsese's The Wolf of Wall Street, standing on the podium in third place as a film with most F-words ever, right after a documentary that was literally about swearing. The Wolf of Wall Street was the over-the-top real-life story of Jordan Belfort, a Wall Street broker whose exaggerated lifestyle was full of beautiful houses, women, cars and parties, but lots and lots of drugs, and consequently lots and lots of trouble. The main character was portrayed by Leonardo DiCaprio, and while Jonah Hill played his best friend, Margot Robbie was his beautiful wife Naomi. Robbie was showered in praise for her acting in the film, particularly for her on-point Brooklyn accent, and the film immediately became her golden ticket into the high ranks of the world of Hollywood. Although this film was a huge critical and commercial success, our actress actually thought she had messed her whole career up after she improvised one scene and strongly slapped DiCaprio on the face. She immediately regretted her choice and thought she would probably be sued and that her career would be over, but everybody loved the decision, as the angry slap perfectly fitted the role of Naomi and the scene in which it was set. Slaps aside, The Wolf of Wall Street includes many taboo topics, including a lot of nudity and one famous scene of Margot Robbie in full frontal nude. The actress has always been very confident about her body and actually insisted on being naked, stating in an interview that her character of Naomi's body is her only form of currency. But when the time came to actually watching the movie with her family, she realised how embarrassed she was about them seeing her in the nude and tried to convince her relatives that her head had been digitally added onto a model's body and that it wasn't really her body on screen. She didn't even feel particularly ready for a sex scene with Leonardo DiCaprio, for which she had to take many shots of tequila early in the morning in order to feel more easygoing, a method which is actually implemented by various actors when it comes down to steamy scenes, such as Jennifer Lawrence in Passengers with Chris Pratt. Around the time of The Wolf of Wall Street, many people began associating Margot Robbie to just a beautiful doll-like figure, and she embraces her natural beauty with confidence, even accepting to star in the upcoming live-action film about the famous Barbie doll. But she also draws a line on how her looks are depicted, as she was offered a feature in the well-known Playboy magazine, but she refused, saying that she only strips for her artistic roles and not just for the papers. She also loves being a tomboy in her private life, saying that she enjoys riding around on motorbikes, spending time on farms hunting wild pigs, wearing comfy clothes and trainers, and creating a more grungy side with her looks. This more down-to-earth side of her can often be seen at ice hockey matches, especially those of the New York Rangers, of which she is a huge enthusiast, often spotted in the crowds widely cheering on for a team in oversized fan sweaters. She is such a fan that she reportedly shortened her audition tape for The Wolf of Wall Street so that that she could watch a Rangers match, and she even played ice hockey herself for an amateur LA team. 2 years after The Wolf of Wall Street, she returned to the big screen alongside another huge name in the industry, Will Smith. This time the film was Focus, which tells the story of a team of con artists, and which ultimately was the proof that Robbie's career is much more than just a pretty face on a poster. As a matter of fact, over the course of the following years, she starred in very different projects. After the romantic crime drama Focus, she moved on to war comedy dramas such as Whiskey Tango Foxtrot alongside Tina Fey. Then she was cast in a live-action adaptation of a Disney classic, Tarzan. The remake, called The Legend of Tarzan, featured a stellar cast with Christoph Waltz, Samuel L. Jackson, and Alexander Skarsgård, and would have required Robbie to lose weight to better fit her role of Jane. And while her co-star was on a very strict diet, the actress boldly refused to follow suit, stating that in the 19th century, the time in which the film was set, having a little more weight was actually a good sign of a healthy life. And while filming in London, she actually decided she wanted to try every pub in town. Robbie has often insisted that she loves eating all sorts of foods and that she won't deny herself anything, unless she has to do a particularly body-revealing shoot, and then she'll just eat carrot sticks leading up to it. After The Legend of Tarzan came Robbie's time to star in her first comic-based film, as she played the Joker's partner in Suicide Squad, a polarized reviewed story of a group of supervillains who are recruited, read forced, on a mission to save the world from being destroyed. Despite the film being criticised for many aspects such as the storyline and writing, Margot Robbie delivered an interesting rendition of Harley Quinn, who is dysfunctional, crazy, but who also is a victim of her unhealthy relationship with the Joker. Her character had to perform a series of physical stunts throughout the whole film, for many of which Margot prepared herself, with the help of her childhood skills training at a circus school where she even learned how to use the trapeze. The producer of the film actually said that Robbie's stunt double spent most of the time hanging around in the trailers rather than actually performing. Suicide Squad was so heavily promoted that cinemas reached near record attendance numbers, and now Robbie is set to be the star of Birds of Prey, an upcoming 2020 film with a complete title including The Fabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn. It will follow the events of Suicide Squad as a spin-off on Harley Quinn's life, with the title character being joined by a variety of other figures with superpowers. Before being cast as Harley Quinn, Robbie had already been offered the role of Susan Storm in Fantastic Four before the role was given to Kate Mara, but in the end she enjoyed her character in Suicide Squad so much that she ended up giving amateur tattoos to everybody on set, reading the misspelt word squad. Then 2017 came around, a huge year for cinema as it featured many big names. Dunkirk, It, Call Me By Your Name, 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, Lady Bird, Blade Runner 2049, Wonder Woman, Get Out, The Shape of Water, and that year Margot Robbie was cast as Tonya Harding in the biographical film I, Tonya. The film followed a controversial case that occurred in the figure skating world during the 90s, and the even more controversial and contrasting interviews collected by all the different figures involved in the case. The main subject was an ice skater who was raised by a very strict mother who, according to Tonya, would mistreat her, hit her, and not show her any form of love, allowing her to grow up with a very aggressive and defensive personality and falling for men who would also mistreat her. Her main goal was that of becoming a champion ice skater, her biggest passion, but as the film shows, she often would cross the line of what was considered appropriate in that world, let alone what was even allowed. The role was understandably a very hard one to portray, as the source material was very disputable, with all the people involved in the case giving contrasting statements, but Margot Robbie gave a stunning performance, delivering all of the title character's questionable personality traits, earning her nomination for Best Actress at the Oscar ceremony, with the movie itself receiving nearly 100 nominations at various film awards. Compared to her on-screen character, Margot Robbie has never been caught in any type of controversy, something which is becoming very rare in the industry. She sticks to a very low-key life, peacefully being a Greenpeace supporter and keeping to a simple lifestyle. Not having much to write about her, the only thing the tabloids could pin on her was reportedly lying about her age, as in one interview her age was wrongly reported differently, and ever since she was accused of lying. What else will the papers come up with next to sell? Because by that time Margot's diverse portfolio wasn't complete, she voiced one of the rabbits in the children's films Peter Rabbit, the famous bunny story from the Beatrix Potter children's book series, and then she starred as the Queen of England in Mary Queen of Scots, a historical drama film about the conflict between 2 rival queen cousins, the other being Saoirse Ronan. What genre hasn't Robbie covered yet? 2019 instead marks her return alongside huge stars, as she is in Quentin Tarantino's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, in which she plays late actress Sharon Tate. She stars alongside Leonardo DiCaprio, Brad Pitt, Al Pacino, Dakota Fanning, Emmy Hirsch, and many more. Being praised as one of the best Tarantino films ever, this colossal movie bumped Margot Robbie's career even further up the ladder. She already has various roles slated for the future. In addition to the Harley Quinn spin-off and the live-action film about the world-famous Barbie doll, she is set to star in psychological thriller adaptation of the novel Bad Monkeys, as well as in many other unconfirmed projects. But whatever role she will cover, we are sure she will deliver an outstanding performance. But we are most curious to know, what is your favourite role delivered by Margot Robbie? Is it Harley Quinn in Suicide Squad, determined skater Tonya Harding in I, Tonya, beautiful Naomi in The Wolf of Wall Street? Let us know your thoughts with a comment down below. Also remember to check out all the movie-inspired merch we have available in the description box right below this video. And if you enjoyed this video and want to know more about all the news in the world of cinema, make sure to subscribe and to tap the notification bell to be updated across all your devices.